Hello, everyone. Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Lauren LeBeau, author of 100 Things to Do in Newark Before You Die, Director of Marketing and Artistic Initiatives for Newark Arts, and the official GLAM ambassador for the City of Newark. And I'm honored to welcome you here today to this momentous occasion as we celebrate the groundbreaking of a truly special and exciting project right here in the West Ward, Rise Living. The development team, which includes Life Assets Development, Blue Sugar Corporation, and Sosa Development, have bought the block. Yes. You can see behind me the beginnings of a project that will transform and revitalize this neighborhood by adding much-needed market rate and affordable housing opportunities right here to serve the local community. When it's complete, the site we are standing on and sitting on will have a total of 76 residential units for rent, including 20 three-family townhomes and a 3-story mixed-use building. Plans include a fitness center, a business center, charging stations for electric vehicles, touchless entry, and 1,900 square feet of commercial space earmarked for nonprofit organizations. This is the type of project I can get behind, okay? And yes. And we are super excited that this is the type of project that will absolutely uplift and change an entire neighborhood. So this is something that the whole team and the whole city should be very proud of. So congratulations, everybody. So I would like to recognize all the dignitaries and council people here today, and you'll be hearing from some of them in just a few moments. So without further ado, I would like to introduce a dynamic woman who proudly calls herself a Jersey girl, born and raised right here in Newark, and the first woman of color to serve in a statewide elected office in the state of New Jersey, Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to say that it is an honor and a privilege for me to be here with the developers, with Blue Sugar, and Assets Living as we do a formalized groundbreaking here. Governor Murphy and I have prioritized for our second term expanding affordability in this state and creating housing in this state. But no more important is the project that we're here for today in the city of Newark. You know, those of us who have familiarity with this town, who have walked the streets in this town, we know that everyone sought to write Newark off. But one thing we know about people from Newark and Essex County, we are tough, we are resilient, and we know that things will change. To you, Dana, I'd like to thank you for lending your support and investment in this neighborhood. It will create a new dynamic here. It will also encourage other developers to come and to make certain that we transform our neighborhoods block by block. This project is definitely a game changer. And, you know, one thing I'd just like to say about Dana, and I know so many of you are here because she's Queen Latifah, but before she was Queen Latifah, she was Dana Owens, born of parents who themselves made a commitment to public service and to giving back to their communities. So this is not new for her. You know, you young people say, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. Well, she is true to this. And, you know, we are just so thrilled that, as I shared with Tammy, she is doing what her family taught her to do, lift as we climb. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And next on the program, we have the Director of Economic and Housing Development in Newark, Deputy Mayor Allison Ladd.
Good afternoon. It's really exciting to be here today. I'm actually a little nervous. I'm sorry, I'm not used to being in this space. I'm used to working in real estate development and really excited, but also not used to, though, being in space of stars and people like Queen Latifah. So thank you so much for being here. And I'm sorry, I'm so nervous. But I am thrilled to be here today to celebrate the groundbreaking along Mayor Baraka, our Lieutenant Governor, along with the developers and especially Queen Latifah here in our great city of Newark. It's a celebration because Rise Living is transformative. This project is bringing blight to light. And we are so excited about how this project is advancing Newark forward in an inclusive and equitable way. So as was mentioned, from the nonprofit retail space to the inclusion of 16 affordable housing units right here where you're standing, this is transformative. For years, this land laid vacant, and some would say abandoned. But Mayor Baraka's commitment to transforming city-owned land into community access, his focus on affordable housing ensures that we rise together, like this project is just called Rise Living. So excited for the public-private partnership and the ability to make today happen. And in closing, I just wanted to thank the Economic and Housing Development team who helped to make this happen, from Karina Pereira to Keith Hamilton, Janine Hazard-Williams, Chris Watson, and I also saw Malik Ali. Can't do this without you. So thanks so much, congratulations, and I am a big Equalizer fan. So take it.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Next on the program, we have the Director and CEO of the Newark Museum, Linda Harris, who will talk about her partnership with Rise Living and this fantastic fence wrap that you see here today. Linda?
So when I was asked a couple of years ago now that it's been by Dana and her fabulous development team, the Blue Sugar Corporation and the others who are part of that development team, I was stunned and I was thrilled because Queen Latifah was sitting in my office at the Newark Museum of Art. And this was an opportunity, pardon me, for us to look at how this visionary, Dana as a visionary, saw art and culture come together with this terrific new development, Rise Living. And it was an opportunity for us to actually bring the diaspora to the neighborhood. And because of that, I want you all to help me with one, just do a call and repeat, because we got a group of people, and I come from a world where you have a call and response. And so I want you all to say, I am the diaspora. And so now I want all of us to really lean into it. I am the diaspora. And the diaspora is right here on Springfield Avenue. And we wanted to take that approach as we looked at 3 themes on the wrap that you see around this fabulous new project. And that first one was to take artists from Newark. All of these artists who are part of the tapestry of Newark, we wanted to present some of them. Willie Cole is one of them, Jerry Gant, also Shoshona Weinberger, and you will see them around on the perimeter, on the fencing. And then we took another theme and said it's important to show the diaspora of the city of Newark, and that's 100 of your fellow neighbors who were nominated by their neighbors because of the work that they do in the community. So as you walk around this project, you will also see those 100 people who represent the diaspora and the diversity of this city of Newark, which we are to be proud of. I picked that up from from our mayor. Like, we're proud of Newark. And I also wanted to finally say that you will see iconic photos by the international photographer, Timothy White. Those photos are also around the perimeter. So our goal is not to have the museum, the Newark Museum of Art, be a place that is not relevant. We want to be relevant. We want to be part of the community, and we want to be your museum here in your neighborhood. And we thank you for allowing us to be able to participate in this project with Dana. Thank you.
I would now like to introduce the woman who is spearheading this project, along with Sosa and Life Assets teams, the Vice President and Treasurer of Blue Sugar Corporation, Tammy Make It Happen Hammond.
Thank you, Lauren. As if I need another nickname in these streets. You just gave my friends the arsenal to just go crazy. Hello, everybody, distinguished guests. I look at this panel and I feel like I'm talking in front of the President of the United States, the 44th President of the United States. Let me be clear. I am so happy to be here. I feel like I just graduated from the School of Life Lessons. This has been a colorful journey. Which means it wasn't easy. But let me say this. If I was to write about this project from beginning to end, it would easily be 100 books. But the last book would only have 3 words, and they would read, "Thank you, Lord." That's it. This is a wonderful day, and we are celebrating together. I want to acknowledge a few people that has helped us tremendously to get to this point. I want to start with Miss Diane Johnson. You could just wave your hand. I remember you saying, "You ladies are going to build this thing." Well, your words rang true, and we are here, so thank you. Attorney Lisa Hendricks Richardson. Lisa represented Blue Sugar Corp. when we purchased our first lot on this block. You helped us through some tough times, and I want to thank you for your service. Sean Boswin. Sean managed the whole property and was a huge help to us, so thank you, Sean. Greg Robinson and Company, who handled all of our finances. Greg saw the impact that this would have on the community, so I thank you for your insight. And it's always good to have the guy who has the calculator on your side, so we want to thank you for that. Next, I would like to thank our partners in this project, Alberto and Richardo. They are professionals, and they get the job done. On a day-to-day basis, right. On a day-to-day basis, Alberto and I work closely together. And from the start, he was upfront, honest, transparent on every level. But what I admire most about him is his respect for women. He treated me equally, never overpowered me, never sidelined me. I was in on every meeting, and I was a part of every decision. And for that, I really appreciate that, and his brother, Richardo. So thank you. I also want to recognize, yes, Lucinda, his wife, who's always on point. Yumi and Amy for helping organize this event. Lauren for our host today. Danita Davis, who supports me and is there for me. Thank you. Lastly, I would like to thank my team, Dana and Shakim. You know, we all went to high school together. But they have become the dynamic duo the hood from the hood to Hollywood. I always wanted to say that. Every so often, I meet somebody who wants to inquire about Shakim. Is he always so serious? Is he so quiet? He's always so quiet, and I just say, yep, he is. So please don't try him. He's a stand-up guy, and he's a man of his word. So thank you, Shakim. Exactly. Again, please don't try him. Dana Owens, Queen Latifah. What can I say about my best friend for over 20 years in front of all these people? Well, I know what she would say to me. I'm going to chip your tooth if you say something crazy. That's my friend. But seriously, Dana is a visionary. She's always been a visionary. Her mom was a visionary who I love and miss so dearly. This is why she collaborated with the Newark Museum, and they did a wonderful job. Newark is an exceptional place. Dana is an exceptional person who boldly represents this city unashamed. She wanted to build and invest in her hometown, and she did. And there were many dark days, but she alone kept the lights on, if you know what I mean. This is why, without question, she is the backbone of Rise Living. Dana, you are a remarkable individual and one of the most caring, kind-hearted human beings I've ever met. Thank you for entrusting me in this position to carry out and accomplish all that we have set out to do a long time ago. Thank you, my friend. And thank you all. God bless.
Thank you, Tammy. And now, the brothers who are dedicated to redeveloping and revitalizing neighborhoods across Newark and across the country, Alberto Concalves and Richardo Sosa.
My name is Richardo Sosa. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank my partners. I want to thank the mayor and his staff. I also want to thank my wife, my kids, for always supporting me for everything I do. And it's an honor to be part of this project, and I'm looking forward to bringing this to the finish line. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to begin my speech by thanking Queen Latifah, the Blue Sugar team, and the City of Newark. Without your vision, hard work, and support, we could have not made the progress I am so proud to celebrate today. We are breaking ground on a project that has been a long time in the making. Exactly 7 years ago, I walked this neighborhood looking for an area to revitalize that would match my vision for a renewed urban landscape. I had no idea at the time this would lead me to Dana Owens, and that we'll be able to create a partnership that so exactly matches both our visions for a renewed urban landscape. I grew up the son of a Cuban immigrant. We lived in an affordable housing system in the nearby Elizabeth, and for a time, we were homeless. As a child, I wished for access to the kind of units we are developing in the Rise Living complex. My idea is to build beautiful homes with the space set aside for community organizations, creating a place where people can live and thrive. This is the kind of environment I yearned for as a child, and I'm humble and honored to be making this vision a reality today. No project of this scale can come to life without teamwork, partnerships, and the hard work of many individuals. The Blue Sugar team has been at the forefront throughout this whole process, making sure this vision will truly benefit us all. I am proud to say that this is a partnership of minorities from all walks of life who are coming together with a true love for the urban community. I know that together we can accomplish for a future generation what we as children wanted. Mayor Roz, Deputy Mayor Allison Ladd, and Councilman John Sharp James, I must thank you for your team support for our project right from the start. We all know that building a project of this size requires a fair amount of red tape, but the assistance from your office has made this run as smoothly as possible and truly helped us get where we are today. It is a pleasure working with you and the City of Newark. Joe Shinevi, Jennifer Palermo, and Young Nee, thank you for the work you also have contributed. Dana, working with you and your team is a privilege and an inspiration. I would also love to thank my brother Richardo, our staff, and my lovely wife, who have all supported me and worked so hard on this project. Thank you all for being with us today to celebrate this special occasion.
Such an inspiring story. And now I'm happy to introduce the 40th mayor of the city of Newark, our very own art mayor and native son of Brick City, who will be re-elected on May 10th, the Honorable Mayor Raz J. Baraka.
No, I didn't tell her to say that. That's for the press. She did that completely on her own. But I appreciate it. So this is a great day for the city. We're actually in the South Ward. I heard Central Ward, West Ward. This is the South Ward of the city of Newark. And I appreciate the councilman for being here and the work that he did to help partner to make this happen with us. Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver obviously has been a partner with us in all of the development that's happening in this city right now. Without the state's help, many of these things don't get done, that's for sure. And without somebody like our Lieutenant Governor who loves Newark, who understands where we're going, the vision and the necessity to have this, you always have a voice in the State House that represent our desires and needs to make sure we get what we need. So thank you, Lieutenant Governor, for all the work that you do down there. Our Deputy Mayor, Allison Ladd, and her team, and all the folks that she thank you for the work that you do. I know it's hard, it's difficult in an environment where there's so much development, billions of dollars of development happening in the city, trying to make sure you take care of all of that at the same time. Keep your finger on the pulse of community development, affordability, all of the equity that we need in the city at the same time is a difficult, difficult task. You have developers coming from all over the place. Some saying they want to do this with big dreams, others trying to figure it out. To navigate that and put it together and pick the right projects to make it happen is almost an art form. So I appreciate the work that you guys are doing. And then what can I say about Alberto and Richardo? Thank you, Life Assets. Just what the city is trying to do. You have folks who want to do development in this community that look like us, minority, and I hate to say minority in Newark because we're not the minority. We are, in fact, the majority here, by the way. Just black and brown developers in this city who decide that they want to do something and have the commitment to stick to itness to get it done, because there's a lot of issues and pitfalls and holes that you could get in to make it impossible for you to do it. You could give up, walk away, do something else. I appreciate your stick to itness, fighting us and fighting the bureaucracy that's natural in any city the size of Newark to make sure that this project comes to the end. So thank you, and prayerfully there are more projects in the future. And I want to thank Blue Sugar, Tammy Hammond, obviously Queen Latifah, for loving Newark and being committed to it. There's nothing, African-American women making this happen is an incredible, incredible, incredible thing in this city. I'm excited that it's African-American women. I'm also excited that it's Queen Latifah. I just want to say that straight ahead. I'm excited about it because people pigeonhole us, man. They make us one thing and you can't be nothing else, right? So I'm happy that she is herself all of the time, and that is many different things. And she can do all kinds of things. My mother raised me off of Paul Robeson and believing and understanding that you could be an artist, an entertainer, an intellectual, all at the same time. You can do these things. Nobody can say that you're this and not that. In fact, you're all of these things, and she represents that and gives inspiration and hope to many, many, many black and brown girls throughout this country to be doing the work that she's doing today. So shout out to Queen Latifah, obviously, and Tammy Hammond for the work that they're doing here. Lastly, 2 weeks ago, I was in the bar down the street, Mercedes and Mink, having a coffee clatch, talking to residents in Mercedes and Mink about development on Springfield Avenue and why they need development on Springfield Avenue. And they were tired of the development just happening by ShopRite and all that area. And I informed them that there will be some development on Springfield Avenue up the street coming, and they were excited about it. And I was glad to say not only is the development coming in, but Queen Latifah is behind it. So she saved me a few votes that day. And across the street over here, you have the Masjid, Imam Kareem. And I know they're excited about this as well because they want to do development. They own a couple of lots around here too, so this will excite them to do more work. And our pastor across the street over here, Pastor Jackson, who is elated by this. The first time I came into contact with this property, it was an abandoned building, a tore down abandoned building. There was an event that happens on Springfield Avenue, a biker event that we had. It spilled out into this area here. There were motorcycles, people on the quads that came this way. They were hanging out on an abandoned property. A fight broke out and there were shots fired and the kid got murdered right here in front of this abandoned property. I came here that night after the event and it was chaos everywhere and this building was standing up and the people from the church were here and all these folks were complaining about this building. I came back that evening and we knocked the building down in 6 or 7 hours. Probably we weren't supposed to knock it down, but I just had to. I just felt like it was in the way. And you know, God is good because at that time we tore that building down. We didn't know what was going to happen here. And I never knew that Life Assets would run into the Sugar group and that Queen Latifah and Alberto and all of you would come together and make this happen. But you did. And so I get an opportunity to be back on this spot again, the very same spot where a young boy was murdered and we had to tear that property down in the middle of the night to build something not only that people didn't know about, but to revitalize this entire community and this neighborhood. And this is going to be a linchpin for so much development in this area, and I'm so grateful and thankful that we get to do it in the way that it's happening today. So thank all of y'all for coming out and the support that you're giving to this project. Prayerfully, this is not the last one, that there's many, many, many more ahead. And, you know, I hope that Blue Sugar Corporation and Life Assets come together and do more projects like this. And thank Linda Harrison from the Newark Museum, who I love dearly. So God bless y'all. Take care.
And now I am honored to introduce a music industry icon, critically acclaimed actress, author, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and president of the Blue Sugar Corporation, Newark's own Dana Owens, also known as Queen Latifah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for coming out today and being here. I know you could have been any place else, but thank you so much for choosing to be right here in the heart of Newark, New Jersey, our home. I was born here at St. Michael's Hospital, so this is definitely my home. Went to high school at Irvington, lived in East Orange, grew up down in the neck, ice skating instead of roller skating sometimes, which is weird probably for some people, but not here in Newark. This is where Sarah Vaughan is from, so I'm proud to be from here. I think, Roz and our parents they knew each other, so this is family. That's how I look at it. I don't want to take up too much of your time because you've been here long enough. I just want you to maybe understand a little bit of what my thought process was. I drove past this street. My partner, Sha Kim, who is here, who is not one to jump on the mic and spit the bars, but is definitely the power behind me, the strength in my spine. We always thought about real estate and design and ideas. Anytime we get an idea, we think, how can we make it happen? It's just all we need is a spark. And once we get that spark, then it's off to the races. I see my sister here. I see Isam here. I see so many of my mother's students here who were inspired by her as youth, as children, grew up to be professionals in so many ways, but were surely told that they could never make it as kids by people who shouldn't probably have had those jobs. But we have been blessed to have God have his way over our lives and to put the right people in our paths and to allow us to be able to know that we can dream, not only dream, but bring those dreams to fruition, that we can set goals and accomplish those goals. When this first started, Diane, boy, she told us so many things. I was like, this is going to be one uphill battle, but what's new? You know, it's always been an uphill battle. This has taken many courses, but it's come to here, and I'm so thankful that Tammy and Goncalves met together, that they were able to meet one another and connect the dots to make this all happen. So I know I'm getting off track a little bit, but I think it's because I'm a little bit emotional about the fact that we got walls up, we got windows. I see some of my motorcycle buddies here today. You know, my red line is deuce deuce. We also ride motorcycles, and I'm very familiar with what that situation was on that corner just there, that 15-year-old boy who lost his life that day. And I told Tammy, I said, we need to make sure we do something special here on that corner. That corner shouldn't be about that. That should be about life, not about death. This land should be about life, not about dilapidation and lack of services and beauty. We've had parts of this. I want to thank the city of Newark for being so helpful with helping us acquire the properties, the city-owned properties. But I'd also like to thank the lady across the street who planted the sunflowers, because she cared about this piece of dirt that was there. So what I want you to understand is there's love in this city. There's love in this community, the greater Newark area. There's love from this mayor for this city. There's love from this Owens family for this city. My father served as a police officer here, tactical, and also defended people in this city. My mother helped raise me here in this city. My bodyguard, Keith Shepard, right here, was a homicide detective here in this city. I've known him since I was 12 years old, and he's been protecting my life pretty much since then, except for that one time I kissed your brother for the first time. It was like, you know, we had to figure it out. Anyway, I broke up with him. I quit him a week later. It was quits. But we are best friends to this day. I want to thank my Aunt Sonetta for being a nurse at Beth Israel for 45 years and finally having an opportunity to retire and relax. There's so many people I see in this audience who contribute to this city, who give up their time and their love. What's important here for me, and what's always been important, is that I could build something in this city that I could live in, that Queen Latifah could live in, not just Dana. Dana could live anywhere. If you know Dana can roll. But Queen Latifah should be able to live in the city she was born in. And so when I visualize things that I want to build things that I would want to live in. I don't want to, go halfway on anything. I want to go top notch as much as possible on anything we can do. So to meet with Eduardo and his brother has been amazing because they have the same vision. We started from the bottom, now we're here. And the reason I went to the Newark Museum to Linda was because I wanted people to see that although we are developing so many other parts of Newark, you're seeing the sky rises, you're seeing the beauty, you're seeing Whole Foods. And I do like to get some organic vegetables. So thank you. But I also see Westside Park, where my best friend became an excellent basketball player and became the #1 player in the country, right up the street, a block from here. This is the part of Newark that I see. I get to see the beauty. You see, to me, Newark is ours. Newark is yours. And I don't want people to think that they can't live in their own communities. So I want to say thank you to all of our neighbors around us who are allowing us to make the noise we're going to make for the next year as we try to beautify this neighborhood. And I went to Linda because I wanted to show, I didn't want to just put a fence wrap up around this block. I wanted us, you, and anyone who drove past here to know that there are excellent people who come from our state of New Jersey and our city of Newark and its surroundings. We have some of the most talented, people who have achieved great things in the world of art, in the world of science, math. But particularly being the daughter of an art teacher, I have to start with art. And I have to go to the museum to do that. And so you will see on this fence wrap your very own artists, people you can be proud of. And you will see the people, the members of your community, people who just decided that, hey, maybe I'm just gonna sweep up this street, but this is my town and I love it. Kids who go to school here, they deserve to be able to go to a doctor's office right down the street. They deserve to be able to grow up and rent their first apartment and it be a beautiful one, something that someone cared about. I'm gonna wrap this up by really imploring that you continue to support us as we try to build more in Newark and in the greater Newark area. We want to see this area rise. Rise is not just Rise living. Rise is Rita is seen everywhere. Rise is Rita is still everywhere. Rita Owens is my mother. And there's no way that this would be possible if she were not in the midst of this. Furthermore, today, as we were being asked to figure out dates to do this groundbreaking ceremony, 30 years ago today, I lost my brother in a motorcycle accident. We were able to turn that great loss. I was 22, he was 24. Red line us, deuce, deuce. Into the Lancelot H. Owens Scholarship Foundation. And so what may seem like a dark situation can be turned into a positive. So you may see dirt here, but you're gonna see beautiful apartments shortly. You're gonna see love that has been given to this property. You're gonna see someone who cared about it, a great deal of people who cared about it and brought beauty to this concrete, the roses that grow from it. So on this day, I feel very proud to be here. I feel like this changes what might be a sad day to me this couldn't be more than a joyous day. I want to thank you, Ed, for supporting me for everything, for my headaches. I see my sister Raven out there. She knows what I'm talking about. I see you, Esam. I see you, Miss Teresa. You can't be from Newark and not know Miss Teresa in the building. And I want to thank all the media outlets who came here today. I want you to continue to support us as we continue to build these properties. Thank you, Ms. Oliver, for taking your time out to come out today. You didn't have to do this, but thank you for being so dedicated to our state. I wish you all the best. Stay strong. Mayor Baraka, we know we're doing this again, so stay strong, and we'll be here, and we'll always be here for you as you've been here for us. I don't think I've forgotten anything, have I? Well, I just want to say thank you. It's time to put some shovels in the ground. What do you think? I've been waiting for this hard hat for a minute.
I would like for the people who grew up here, the local community,
There are a lot of lovely people here on this actual block who weren't able to quite maintain their homes. There was a mechanic shop there. People might want to come right back home, you know. The park is right down the street. There's schools right down the street. So I think that this whole area is going to be a place where business is going to be great. The Girl Scouts are going to be right on the corner. So there will be a lot of activities to do. So if you want to just, and it's quick to get downtown, it's quick to get to the city, to the airports. So I think it'll be a place where anyone would want to live. I would want to live here. I mean, I might live here. You know what I mean? I'm having triple lock, so don't even think about it. Don't make me equalize you. But no, I vision it as a place that I would feel comfortable living in. And our neighbors are great, and so it's just one of those. It's just a wonderful neighborhood to start to develop. And I think as we continue on, you'll see people will continue to do the same thing right around us and really revitalize this neighborhood. But, you know, I grew up around here. So I grew up playing in West Side Park, a block away. I grew up learning, you know, around here. I had a lot of family who lived around here. My grandfather's hardware store was blocks from here, you know. So I could literally get on the phone and 10 family members would show up. That's my cousin right there. You know, we all grew up here. So you know, I just think it's a place where if you're a young professional, you'd want to be here. If you have young family, you know, or older family even, you'd want to be here. If the affordable housing units are going to be beautiful, just as beautiful as the market rate housing. So in my opinion, there is no difference between affordable and market rate in terms of what they will visually look like. They will have the same equipment, the same things. They'll look just as beautiful. There'll just be a difference in price because we can't price everyone out of Newark who has grown here and lived here all of our lives. I grew up in a Newark that was a thriving city with 1 million+ people, and I want to see it continue to grow in that sense.
You mentioned priced out. Are you worried about gentrification? Are you worried?
Of course I worry about gentrification. What place that's a black community doesn't worry about gentrification? But I don't worry about it so much in that sense because, and I think that's part of the reason I chose this neighborhood. I drove past this block. I saw what was needed on this block. I saw houses that weren't lived in. I saw maybe several houses that had, you know, tenants, you know, that were lived in, you know, and some were really dilapidated, and so I thought, why not here? Why not here? You know, of course I could go to the more affluent areas, the places that are going to probably flip really quickly, but this is where the meat is. This is where the sauce is. This is where, you know, this is where spaghetti and fried chicken on Friday nights is at, right here. So I want to make sure that there's an opportunity for people who grew up and live in this area are able to elevate, you know, as they grow in life, that they can stay in their communities, give to their communities, and yet live in even better places.
Can you talk about the
here.
Can you talk about the importance of seeing projects like this for these people in this neighborhood? I live 10 minutes away. I understand, not quite as well as you do, what this neighborhood is, but seeing brand new things that are new and exciting, does that affect the psychology of a neighborhood? How does it affect the people?
I think it inspires everyone in the neighborhood to know that they can do it. Whatever they put their mind to, they can do. So that's why it was more important to just put a green wrap fence around this project. To me, it's important for us to know that Newark is yours, Newark is ours, and we come from here, and we can do anything. And this is some of your greatness. Let me put it on display for you, so just in case you haven't been reminded in a while that you are great, you know, and greatness comes from here. And so I think it inspires everyone around to feel a little more pride in our neighborhoods, to realize that we don't have to have this was not an easy project for me. If I hadn't hooked up with Life Assets in Goncalves, there's no way, and Stan with City National, there's no way we could have made this project happen in terms of financing it and getting it all to go. And it took a while. But we stayed with it, and it changed and it morphed, and we stayed with what we needed to. And the timing is right now for it to, for this place to rise.
Why did this take so long, like you just said, 7 years? And was it anything to do with the affordable housing regulations?
No, it's absolutely nothing to do with affordable housing regulations. It was a housing bubble. That's what happened. A lot of people were taking advantage. I saw this place a long time ago, and started to think, to realize a big dream of it. But obviously there were predatory lenders, and the whole housing bubble happened, and things changed, and so the regulations changed, and so it would have always been, I would have always made housing that was available reasonable at a reasonable rate, so that I would not have needed the government to tell me to make affordable housing a part of market rate housing. So there's a way to do both at the same time, but that's just my conscience. Of course, that's not everyone's business conscience.
Why not?
I'm just different because they're not raised by my mama. They don't have Rita Owens in their life, or Lance Owens. Maybe they didn't have, Amos Owens or Inez Owens, who are from here. I saw my grandmother's house, own houses and own hardware stores and give people a chance and as Flavor Unit, our own company, we've given people opportunities who would have been looked past, and who had more creativity in their pinky than people who had, doctorates. So when you come from this and you see what kind of talent can come from here, then you get it. Then it's not. And then I have my cousin Billy over there, the president of the North Jersey Real Estate Association, to give me some advice every once in a while, and say, no, cuz, buy over here, or that's going to work over there, but this is how you could do it. So there's a lot of people here who are willing to offer information, Nash, one of my best buddies who rides motorcycles with me, who also does construction. He's one of the first people I ever saw do a food truck. So we have a very entrepreneurial spirit here in the Newark area, in the greater Newark area, and so that's what you see on display. And back to the museum, we have great culture here in Newark. There's so many people, artists, entertainers that are from the city of Newark and the Newark area. Us, Newark, East Orange, Irvington, Jersey City, on and on. And so with the Newark Museum being such a gem right down the block, why not have, it's just picking up the phone and saying, can we meet? Can we talk about what I have in mind? What do you think? And I think it gives people, having seen some friends do it in places like Brazil, friends of mine who've done this in different countries, you know what I mean? It just builds a sense of pride, it's nice to see someone care about your community instead of trying to take advantage of your community.
We have time for one more question right here. Might we see a scene of the Equalizer shot here on this ground?
No.
Not happening.
Do you have another project in mind? Your next real estate development?
We have quite a few in mind. Actually, we have a couple of choices. So now it's really just which one are we going to do? What do you want to do? What comes next? So there's several. So hopefully we can make them happen in a lot quicker. And really give Newark some beauty. We'd like to get a little more creative with design, as well as making sure that we're trying to make sure as much as possible that they're LEED buildings, and really continue to bring us into the future, and give the youth an opportunity to stay right here and create and grow.
Thank you so much.
As well as the elderly, stay right here. Hopefully we'll be able to build some senior housing as well. Never know.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
1, 2.